All right, guys, this is the end of the day. I spent all day messing with these bearings. So I went back to my original design. My original design lasted about 1.5 to almost 2 years. And basically it's just chain link fence post filled with 5 or 6 bearings in the middle. This bottom one failed after 2 years. These are sealed bearings, and they're quiet. They're skateboard bearings. And so I changed the design up, thinking that the pillow block bearings would last longer. Yeah, boy, was I wrong. They are rated at 8,000 RPM, and I redesigned. I built this drum here. Built this drum. It's a 5-inch diameter, which turned the shaft turning from 14,000 RPM down to 3,900 RPM, but the bearings were still ungodly loud. It was just crazy how loud those bearings are. At 3,000 RPM, you think pillow block bearings would be able to handle, something with that speed, but guess not. But so I went back to my original design. So every time I have to change out bearings, I gotta take this off, take it down, get a acetylene torch, cut off these welds, hammer out the old bearings, hammer in new bearings, and I think that's just what I'm gonna have to do. There were a couple of comments on there saying that I should put a tire on this belt to use as my tensioner. I think that just looks tacky. I don't like that. And finding a hub that you can support on both sides is really hard to find. I've yet to find one. So I'm just going to stick with my design. I like this design, this setup better. There's another comment on there saying I need to increase the diameter, which I did increase the diameter, still didn't work. So you would have to increase that from 1 3/8 inch shaft, almost. I upped it to 5-inch diameter drum, and it got it down to 3,000 RPM. So I think I think you'd have to up that to almost a 10-inch diameter, and I just don't have that kind of play between the concrete block and the top here. Someone else commented that I should use I should put my idle pulley on the bottom and then put my tensioner on top. I don't like that idea, strictly because when you're pushing down, you're pulling up on these pieces, and you're pulling up on the concrete, and I've never had much luck with concrete anchors. They usually strip out, especially under severe vibration. Concrete just does not hold up. So this has downward force. The belt's pushing down on all this. So all these anchors do is keep it from kicking out. So it's just a shear load. And then someone else said you don't need a top roller on this. Yes, you do. For anyone who has dealt with circular mills, you're spinning, the shaft engine is spinning at 1900 RPM, going to a 36-inch wheel, from a 36-inch wheel to a 56-inch blade. And when that blade is buried 20 inches into an oak log, there's so much torque on this belt actually stretches, and you can actually watch it wave up and down, and it actually squeals on this pulley. So you need a top roller to bring this to have more surface contact on the pulley. And as soon as I added this top roller, all my cutting issues pretty much were fixed. No longer got a blade stuck in a log. No longer squealing, belt squealing, and the belt heating up. So that took care of a lot of my issues. So there was another comment on there. I can't remember what it was. And I don't have right now. I just don't have the time to look it up. But yeah, I can't remember. I'm just trying to, right now off of memory, I'm just trying to go through. I think I got like 20 some comments on what I should do or what I need to do, how I need help, and I should contact, you know, other people. And I'm not opposed to contacting someone who has a little bit more knowledge, but I'm the kind of person that likes to figure things out for himself, and you live, you learn. And if you are given all of the answers, you don't know what works and what doesn't. So now I know what works and what doesn't, and I can pass my knowledge on to my kids and grandkids, and then anyone else who might have a similar situation. And a lot of the other mills, they don't have belt tensioners. They just drag the engine back, which tightens the belts. But when you, like I said, when you have severe torque on this belt stretches, and a lot of these engines, they vibrate a lot. So every few hours, you know, you have to keep dragging the engine back. This engine is bolted in place and it's not going anywhere. So that's the way I like it. And plus, as you can see, I can't really get a tractor in here to pull this engine back. So, but and it's quiet. The skateboard bearings are quiet, and yeah. So let's go ahead and fire this up. All right, there we go. And I do not have this under a lot of stress, a lot of tension. I can still move this back and forth. So, oh, that's what the other comment was, is I had too much force, downward force on the bearings. That's why they were heating up. It's actually not true. There is less than 100 foot-pounds on those bearings. On those pillow block bearings, so that's that wasn't the case either. So, but yeah, you'd think those pillow block bearings were rated at 8,000 RPM from what I saw online, and this spins 8,000, a little over 9,000, I believe, RPM. So. And it does not have nearly the noise. So I did, after I made the drum and put the drum on, the bearings, they were just really loud. You just couldn't hear the engine over the bearing noise. At 3,000 RPM, and the bearings, I let it run for a couple of minutes, and the bearings never got above, you know, 50, 60 degrees. It didn't get warm at all. So I know it wasn't spinning too fast, and it wasn't loud because of the heat, because there was no heat. But yeah. So, well, anyways, this is fixed. Yeah, this is fixed, and tomorrow we're going to be finish up that oak order. I have a log over here. We're ready to put it on the mill. Nice red oak, straight as can be. I gotta trim off those branches, but yeah, that should be a pretty nice log to finish up this order. I think I need 12 more boards, so I should get out of that, no problem. So, all right, guys. Well, I appreciate everyone trying to help and giving me their opinion on the bearing issue. I do really appreciate it, but some things you just gotta figure out for yourself. You can't just be given the answers. So, but till tomorrow, you guys take care. Bye.